Hello, welcome back to my studio. Today I'm reviewing two interesting products, particularly if you're into pastel painting. It's the Clairefontaine Pastelmat paper. Quite a lot has been said about this pastel paper, and it's got some innovative and interesting qualities. We'll look at those closer during the review. I'm also trying out these Van Gogh soft pastels made by Royal Talens under the Van Gogh brand, so I'm expecting them to be good quality student pastels, and I'll be particularly interested to see how they work out on the Pastelmat paper as well. I've been trying them out for a while though on regular paper, but they have some qualities that are different from perhaps some other soft pastels that you've been working with, so we'll take a closer look at that. Both of these products can be obtained from my friends at artsavingsclub.co.za. If you're in South Africa, order them direct, or look at your local art supplier who should have both of these products as well. Right, let's dive in and take a closer look. Okay, let's have a look at the paper in action. I've got some of the Pastelmat taped down over here. This nice sort of yellow ochre color. And I've got some ordinary paper over here. This is 250 gram paper, slight tooth to it, good quality regular paper. I've got a selection here of pastel mats. This is a sample collection, and you can see the different colors. Some really lovely colors, dark right through to light, and white as well. So a nice selection. You can look for whatever colors you prefer and buy the sheets separately or in packs as well, or in a pad form. Now these pastel mats are made by Clairefontaine, a French company that's famous for making good quality paper. I just want to read over here. It says that this is a new concept for the pastel market. You don't need to use fixative between each layer. You are able to multiply the layers without a saturation effect. Rub out or wet the paper, the pastel mat keeps its original properties. So those are some interesting claims, and certainly something extremely different. If you're familiar with pastel painting on regular paper, you'll know that for one thing, the biggest complaint I get is that soft pastels make a lot of dust, and secondly that you fill up the tooth of the paper very easily. So if you do too many layers, you can't really do anything more with the paper. It has taken as much pastel as it can. So is that going to be solved with the pastel mat? Well, we'll have to check that out and see. The pastel mat paper, it certainly feels very different. It's not rough, but it's not smooth either. It's almost as if it has a certain finish to it, giving it a kind of a plasticky feel. So it's clearly been treated in some way. It's also interesting to note that it's not going to be like sanded paper that's really going to eat through your pastel, but a very unique feel to it. Also, the paper is very thick. This is 360 grams, so really excellent quality. You'll be able to frame this. There'll be no buckling of the paper. It's also archival, so it should last for a very long time. So let's then have a look at the pastels. Are there the pastels looking very nice and bright? But the first thing I notice and strikes me with this is the shape of the pastels. Sort of long and thin pastels, kind of like a crayon almost, or even a thick pencil. Very different to for example, a unison pastel. Unison pastels being handmade and hand rolled, so sort of that thick, stubby, uneven look. Whereas the Van Gogh pastels are perfect, so they're obviously machine made or extruded as well. Not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're used to the short, stubby version, you perhaps would be careful of how you hold these so you don't snap them. Hold them near the working end and you should be fine. Now I'm going to also compare these to some of the other pastels I use. For instance, the Sennelier pastel, as well as the unison pastel I was talking about. So let's have a look at the pastel firstly on some ordinary paper, and just to get an idea. So quite a vibrant pastel. You can see the tooth of this paper. Then the Sennelier. The first thing that's immediately apparent is how soft the Sennelier is, and you can see all the dust already forming there. And then the unison pastel, also extremely soft, not quite as dusty. Now you can see, I think as well, what I notice with the Van Gogh pastel, which I'd expect from a student pastel, is that it's, although soft, is not as soft as the unison or Sennelier. And interestingly, let's have a look at a Rembrandt pastel, also made by Royal Talens, and also showing some dust straight off. So the Rembrandt pastel, a softer pastel, a more an artist quality pastel. And that's just to give you an idea where the Van Gogh pastels are really positioned. As I said, good quality student pastel is what I'm expecting. Now, let's have a look at the pastels at work on our beautiful Pastelmat paper. So I'm going to, and the first thing I notice is how effortlessly the pastel is going on. Compare that to that over there. So sort of regular paper and the Pastelmat. I'm not pressing any harder, but it's definitely taking the pastel much better. And notice no dust as well. Let's go over it with some white. Certainly plenty of tooth to take that white, and how dramatically it's changed that color. Let's get some light blue. Also really going on very strong. So no problem there. So we've got 3 layers on there. So with that blue again. And you can see the shading. It's definitely diffusing the colors you'd expect. So you could build up these layers and really get some great effects here, with some yellow and the blue getting a sort of green. I'm starting to see some dust build up there. I'm just going to smooth that with my finger like so. That's quite a lot of pastel there already that I've smoothed in and pushed in, so let's see if it takes some more layers. So that's very little dust, still a little bit of dust starting there. We've put on, what, 5 or 6 layers now, still quite vibrant. And now there are so many layers on there, and I wouldn't expect to do many more than that with any painting. So what I'm impressed with is less dust straight away. Also the vibrancy of the colors layer upon layer, and the ability to keep taking new layers as we saw over here. So that's really great. Overall, the Van Gogh pastels really quite vibrant. So there we go. Pastelmat paper, fantastic. Van Gogh pastels, very good. Student pastels, I don't think you'll go wrong with those, and you'll probably find them to be substantially more cost effective than fine art quality pastels. Overall, quite pleased with both of these. Well, I hope you found the review interesting, and I must say I'm particularly impressed with the Pastelmat paper, and I'll certainly be using more of that in the future. So if you found the video useful and it's helped you with your product selections as well, please give the video a like, and I'd be really appreciative if you'd share it as well. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel and you'll be notified of when the next video has been uploaded as well. So until next time, cheers for now.